Hey, I just wanted to follow up with you guys who are interested in seeing what happened after my motility tests, which I did about a month or two ago now. Um, so, unfortunately, after the torture of doing the motility and 24-hour pH monitoring, everything was normal. So, I had to go back and do more tests. So my doctor's plan was to find out if I had like a nerve problem in my stomach, since everything in my esophagus seemed pretty normal. So I did a gastric emptying test, which was way easier than doing the motility tests. It was super easy. So what I did is I came into the doctor's office in the morning, and they made me an egg sandwich that they put radioactive substance in, so they could take pictures of my stomach and see where the contents were after certain time intervals. So the plan was to go in, eat the sandwich. You take a photo right after, and then another hour later, and then another hour after that, and then the last one is 2 hours after the third one. So the plan was to do 4 images in total. What happened with me, though, is I only did the first two, and then they sent me home. Which was weird because at first I was concerned like the test didn't go right and that I was going to have to start it over. There was something went wrong. And so the radiologist wasn't able to tell me why they were sending me home early. But she did say that the test was fine, that nothing went wrong, that they had gathered all the information that they needed and they didn't need to do 2 more photos, which was great because it meant that I got to enjoy the rest of my day off. So, but I was also really confused because I was like, okay, so either they found something and, that's it, or they were like clearly able to see that, once again, everything is normal, which I was hoping not to get that because I keep getting normal, and I know that there's definitely something wrong. So I had that test done on Friday morning, and I didn't hear back until after the weekend. I think it was Tuesday morning, about the results and the evaluation. And what they found is that it's actually the opposite of what both me and my doctor thought that I might have had. So we thought that I may have had gastroparesis. But it turns out that I have the opposite, which is called dumping syndrome. Really fun term. I wish they would change it to naming it after a doctor or something. But yeah, that's what it's called. It's called gastric dumping syndrome. So I finally found something that's wrong. I really didn't think I would ever find anything. But I did keep pursuing tests, and I finally got referred to a doctor that I really, really liked and really trusted. So that was helpful. So anyway, they found something wrong, and the normal gastric emptying after an hour, which was the second photo that they took, it was like, for a normal person, it's more than 10%. So, for me, it was 98%. So that means that 98% of what I had eaten had already emptied into my small intestines, and I only had 2% of the food left in there, which is extremely fast. Food isn't supposed to move through your body that quickly, and so yeah, that's all I know so far. I have my follow-up appointment with my doctor in a couple of weeks. She sent me some notes on what to do, and it's going to be kind of tough. I'm not supposed to drink water during meals and about 30 minutes afterwards, so it's been really hard to adjust to. especially when I'm thirsty and I'm eating something like bread that's a little dry. It's really tough to not drink water. So I've been trying to do it, but I've been forgetting a lot too. And I've also been kind of compromising as well. So taking like small sips of water and trying not to put too much into my stomach. The reason they suggest that is because your stomach processes solids different from liquids. And so when you put the liquids and the solids in together, I guess it causes more issues. And I don't have a lot of information about that yet, other than what I've been able to find on the internet. Again, I'm still waiting to meet with my doctor and get the official rundown about what's going on and how to deal with it. So the good news is they finally found something, yay! And now I have an idea of what's wrong. I personally think that there may be another one or two diagnoses that could be found. So up until now, I've had kind of like a soft diagnosis with acid reflux and IBS, which is pretty generic. So the dumping syndrome diagnosis, it explains why I have problem eating meals, why I get full really quickly and I can't eat very much food at once. And it also explains like nausea and just like abdominal discomfort that I've been experiencing. But it doesn't really say, or it doesn't, explain why I have such bad acid reflux. And it doesn't fully explain the lower GI. It is associated with diarrhea, which I do have problems with. But for me, when I feel like I have IBS, I can feel spasms in my intestine. So I don't think personally, just because of what I'm feeling, and it's just my own guess, I don't think that the dumping syndrome completely explains my lower GI issues or my upper GI issues. I think it's just part of a piece of the puzzle. But again, I'm going to see what my doctor has to say in a couple of weeks. And I did read something about medications that can be taken. So I've actually been prescribed one of them already. I haven't taken it yet. I tend to delay taking new medications because it's just an adjustment and I don't know how my body is going to react to it. So it's a little scary sometimes. So I should probably try taking it. But she actually prescribed something to me for my IBS that is related to, I guess, like affecting the way the nerves in your digestive tract work, which is crazy. That's even a thing. But that's what it does. And I never tried it, and I've had it for a few months. But it came up on the radar again for a treatment or possible medical treatment for dumping syndrome, actually, because dumping syndrome is a nerve problem. So basically the nerves in my stomach aren't working properly and it's pushing food out way too fast. So my body doesn't have time to process it properly and normally like it should before moving it down. So I'll probably give that a try at some point in time. I should really try that soon, but again, I'm stubborn and I take a while to actually try medication when it's been prescribed to me, just because I don't know how I'm going to react. I don't know if I'm going to have any adverse side effects. I usually like to try and wait till the weekend to test it out, or weekend day where I don't have any plans, just so it's not going to like sideline me in the middle of the day at work, or, when I'm out and about doing something fun, all of a sudden I'm having a weird reaction to a new medication. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Yeah, it's really exciting to finally find something and, share it with my friends and family, because some of my friends and family just kind of like, oh, it's all in your head, you have anxiety, blah, blah, blah. But I know it's not the case, because I can feel that the way things, and for me personally inside, just like they're not moving and working right. And that's really all I can say. I'm not a doctor. I can just kind of That's the best way I can explain it to anyone. And it's painful. It's really painful. And it has horrible, awful, uncomfortable syndrome or symptoms. And it's just really awful. And yeah, so exciting news. And for those of you who are struggling with digestive problems, my suggestion to you is to first, if you haven't done so yet, find a really good GI doctor. Find someone who's a good listener and find someone who's going to be proactive with you. Because the first couple that I saw, they just weren't helpful. And I did an endoscopy and colonoscopy with one of them, and she was like, everything's normal. She just kind of sent me on my way. She wasn't like, well, you know, you're still having problems. Medication isn't really solving anything for you. I mean, it's helping, but it's not solving the problems. So let's try other tests. She didn't really seem very proactive about it. And because of that, it took me about a year or so to decide that I needed to work with a different doctor. And so I decided to give UW Medicine a call, and they asked me to send over my medical records so they could get a sense of what's going on and kind of, you know, what my needs are to find a good fit for me. And they fit me with someone who's really great. My first appointment with her was a full hour, and she just listened to everything I had to say, which was a lot of information. I told her anything and everything that felt abnormal, whether or not it was relevant. So I just kind of wanted to give her like everything I had been experiencing, and the other GI doctors I went to didn't do that. They gave me about 10 or 15 minutes to tell them, and they're just like, okay, here you go. And I just didn't feel like I was listened to. I didn't feel like I gave them the opportunity to, you know, hear everything that I've been going through, because there's just been so much and it's so complicated. So yeah, I would say number one, find a good doctor that you trust and someone that's proactive and a good listener. I think that's huge. And also, you know, if they send you to do tests, even though you don't want to do them, even though you're concerned about how expensive they might be, as long as you can afford it and, you know, make it work, then I suggest do all the tests you can, just to make sure that you're getting closer to a diagnosis. And it's frustrating when you get a lot of tests that come back that are, you know, difficult to do or uncomfortable, often costly. They can be stressful. So when you're getting normal all the time, it makes you feel like, okay, they're not going to find anything. But I'm glad I pursued it further, because I found something, and, you know, there's ways to work around what I have, and medications that can help too. So I'm just really looking forward to getting better, and hopefully this will stop controlling my life so much. I mean, even if it starts controlling it less, that would be great. Again, I feel like I have more than just one digestive problem, so I think this is just a piece to the puzzle. That's my guess. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. I hope this is helpful for any of you who are having tummy issues or have friends and family that have tummy issues. It's a really difficult thing to deal with. You know, it controls everything. It's painful. It's just not fun. So, you know, I would just say don't give up, because I definitely felt like giving up many times, and I did give up. But I had friends and family who did push me to, you know, keep pursuing it. And so I finally listened to them, even after feeling defeated, and finally got a diagnosis, like a legitimate medically detected diagnosis, not just something based on, you know, a symptom set. So anyway, keep trying. It gets better, and I will try to make another video following up about what my doctor tells me in a couple weeks when we see her, and you know, what strategies I'm going to take to work around this, medications that I'm going to try, and yeah, see how it goes. Hopefully things will get better. I'm guessing they will now that I know what's wrong or part of what's wrong. So yeah, anyway, good luck to everyone. If you have any questions, if you want any advice, if you just want someone to talk to who can relate to your problems, I'm a great source for that. If you want, I'm happy to help. I know how difficult and lonely it can be and frustrating having digestive issues. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.